Welcome to Live, life inspired views for every day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. My joy broke last week. Before an empathetic lurch floods your senses, let me explain. When I was the principal of St. Paul's Lutheran School in Waverly, Iowa, we based what we were about on the verses in the Bible from Galatians 5:22 through 23, which describes the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. The Christmas before I retired, one of the parents gave me a wonderful gift, 12 golden Christmas ornament balls with one of the fruits of the Spirit painted on each gold ornament. I look forward to hanging them on my tree each Christmas. Well, last week, when I was trimming our tree, joy broke. The gold ball with joy printed on it fell to the floor and shattered. I was heartbroken. My joy broke. And after a bit, I decided I needed to reframe that experience. So, with fruit on my mind, I thought of the story for this broken ornament moment. It seems that some scientists decided to do an experiment with two groups of fruit trees. To one group of the fruit trees, they gave only light 24 hours a day, only light shone on those trees. To the second group, they gave the normal cycle, dark and light, day and night. When the trees grew to fruition, they noticed an interesting thing. The trees that had only light 24 hours a day bore no fruit, but the trees that grew with dark and light, day and night, bore fruit. Hmm. It stands as a wonderful metaphor for us to understand and accept the place that adversity or darkness plays in our lives. Times happen when our joy is broken. When adversity comes, frustrating challenges arise, or hurt tears into our hearts. That is darkness. We do not wish it to come, but we cannot grow into wise, mature, and strong people if we do not go through the valleys. That is when we learn the lessons that help us appreciate the light and also help when we go through the darkness again. Too often we slide into a transactional mindset. It goes, it might go something like this. My joy ornament broke. Now my Christmas is ruined. Hmm. It's blaming a situation on something that just happened. Blame is always transactional. Blame in transaction sounds like this. I can't be happy or whole because you did something to me. Hmm. We can hold on to those somethings for years and let them grow and fester, becoming like another appendage on our body that we drag around. We can't move beyond the grudge. The grudge controls us. Transaction. Because you did, I can't be. Hmm. Many of you have been listening since the beginning of my podcast, 205 podcasts ago. So this next story might sound familiar, but it is one that bears repeating over and over. You see, two monks were making their way from one monastery to another, camping along a river as they traveled. One morning as they walked, they came upon an old woman sitting beside the river. She looked up at them and begged them to carry her across the river, for her daughter was on the other side and she was dying. If she didn't see her now, she would never see her alive again. So she asked, "Won't you please carry me across?" The two monks simply looked at the woman, for in that culture it was absolutely forbidden for a monk to touch a woman. The woman continued to plead with them to carry her across. Finally, the young monk reached down, picked up the old woman, and carried her across the river. The old monk went into hysterics. "What are you doing?" he cried. "You can't touch a woman. We took the vows 25 years ago. You can't touch a woman." But the young monk continued to carry her across. He set the old woman down and then returned to the other side. Immediately the old monk lit into him again. What are we going to tell the other monks at the monastery? You touched a woman." All day long he chewed on that young monk. In the evening when they set up camp, the young monk got some reprieve when he went to get firewood. But when he came back to camp, the old monk lit in again. "What are we going to tell them at the other monastery? What are we going to say to the monks? You took the vows." Finally, the young monk looked at the old monk and said, "I don't understand it. I set the old woman down this morning. Why do you continue to carry her with you?" Hmm. Wow. As we enter the new year, what old woman do you need to finally set down? Who are you blaming for your anger? What transactions are you living with? Only you can clear the accounts. Viktor Frankl, a Jewish psychiatrist who survived the concentration camps during the Holocaust in World War II, said in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, everything, he said, everything can be taken from us but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. We can set the old woman down. My joy ornament might be broken, but I don't have to allow that to break me. People may disappoint us because of their choices that affect us, or their attitude toward us, or the fact that they did not do what we thought should be done. Don't lose your joy by becoming a transactional person. Live in the grace and freedom to enjoy life while we have breath. Set anger down. We don't have to have a gold ornament with the word joy to live our joy. It's always our decision to trim our day with the attitude that allows us to live our best life. So this week, on your bathroom mirror, write, I will set the old woman down. Then determine who or what that is for you and do it. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.